Hello and welcome to Divinity Original Sin 2, the definitive edition. I don't know what that means, but it probably means it's complete, I guess. But it's developed by Larian Studios, and it's I guess a turn-based tactical CRPG. I think, well, CRPG. I guess I would call it a CRPG. It's like basically a video game inspired by tabletop role-playing games, like Dungeons and Dragons, that sort of stuff. I was also surprised, by the way, that apparently this is an indie game. I guess it is, in the same vein as the Witcher 3, for example. It's an independently published game as well. So yeah, it's a weird game for me to play because I don't really play, at least on stream so far. I haven't played like a Western RPG. But I do have some experience with them. I played Fallout New Vegas, Baldur's Gate. That's probably the best comparison to this game, Baldur's Gate. And Oblivion, that sort of like Western RPG style games. And so, I had an itch to play some kind of open world game where you make your own character and everything. So I wanted to try out this game, Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. Never played the first one, but I feel like most people, haven't played the first one, really. I feel like the second one, this game, the one that came out in 2017, is the game that most people know about, really, I feel like. And it's the most highly praised, I think. It has a lot of positive reviews on Steam, so... But anyway, so let's see. I don't know, how do we gonna start? Let's see. I'm gonna play single player, obviously. There's co-op as well, as you can play with other people. You could even make your own campaign, I guess, with custom GM mode and all that sort of stuff. But I'm just gonna play, just a normal playthrough. These are the difficulty options, which are quite confusing, because there's Explorer mode. And I don't know if it explains it. I think it says here, like classic mode, for example, is a classic role-playing experience. You're cunning, resourceful, and prepared for the perils that await. It's just a description. A very Dungeons and Dragons description, but it doesn't say exactly what these mean. There's Explorer mode, there's Tactician mode, there's Story mode. I think if you click on Tactician mode, it has Regular and Honor. So I guess to explain it, just real quick, I think Classic mode is normal. So basically, it's just normal AI with no boosts to you or the enemy. Explorer mode is easy mode. Story mode is super easy mode, I believe, which is weird. I don't know why they put it in the bottom. Usually it's in order. And Tactician mode is very hard, where basically it's kind of unfair, to be honest. The enemy gets a lot of boosts to their stats and everything. And there's regular and honor. Honor, I believe, is just Iron Man mode. Basically you only have one save. It's permadeath, which seems quite punishing. And I didn't even touch this game yet, so I think I'm gonna play on classic. That's just gonna be my playthrough. Just a classic role-playing experience. That's what I want. I'm gonna begin there. And yeah, again, it's weird for me to be playing this, I feel like, because I haven't streamed any kind of game like this before. But, I want to try playing one. And you can choose a bunch of characters here. There's origin characters. Sybil, Ifan, Beast, it's a dwarf. Classic fantasy characters in a Western RPG. Medieval fantasy, I guess. Interesting thing you do, you can also become an undead skeleton as well. But I prefer making my own character. When I play any kind of game that allows you to make a custom character, I always make a custom character. I feel I was gonna say, if you're gonna pick the one with the origin characters, that sounds a little boring to me, but I guess you can play it that way if you want. It's very similar to JRPGs, a lot of Japanese RPGs. Often you're playing a custom pre-made character. Let's see. I think I tried this game a little bit, off screen, the tutorial and the first part and everything, just to see if I would like it and if I could actually stream it on a computer. And so far it seems good. The text is a little small though. Hopefully it's not too small. So you gotta squint a little. There's a way to make the UI a little bit bigger and everything, but it messes up the menus. The windows look too big, and if I change the font, it doesn't fit sometimes into the window. I just keep it default. I feel it's the best, but it's a little small. Anyway, I think I have an idea of who I want to be already. Oh, choose a helmet. So make a character. I always spend like hours, by the way, in character creation. Hopefully, maybe not too long here, because I already know what I want to be. I think like a knight character. These are build presets, but anyway, because in a lot of RPGs, I always like make some sort of character and everything. And usually, you know, when I was I guess younger, I always just made myself. You know, I mean that's a classic way to do an RPG. But you know, these days, I feel like I want to make a character that I want to play as more so than just making myself. So I'm thinking of making like just like a badass like fighter lady. You know, usually, you know, often for a lot of like first playthroughs, I always do that. And I have a name in mind. What's it again? Adressia, I think. Adressia. I think that's the name. You know, it took hours to think of this name, but I think it's based on a Greek goddess, I guess. I put a lot of thought into this. It's a Greek goddess, daughter of Ares, that was a goddess of revenge and justice, I think. I think that's how you spell it? I could double check. Let me just double check real quick. I click out the game. I lose the music. Yeah, I think it's spelled it. Anyway, Adressia. And let's see, there's a bunch of build presets as well. In this game, you can basically make anyone you want, really. The classes are just like recommendations of how you want to build your character and everything. There's battle mages, clerics, conjurers, enchanters, fighters, inquisitor, knight. I think, well, man, I don't know. Shield and sword sounds cool, but I want to use a two-hander. Spears, I like spears too, but I don't like tridents. You know, I like traditional spears. I don't know what kind of spears that are available in this game because I don't like this trident. I much prefer like, you know, without the other pointy bits. I don't know. I believe the class you pick, however, here determines your starting weapons, I think. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be like a classic knight. I think that's the type of character I have in mind. You know, this badass lady knight person, you know? Again, these days, I just want to, you know, just play as the character that I want to make, I guess, you know? I think just keeping it, yeah, I think this color is fine. Also want to choose, zoom on the face. I think there's a mod to like make the faces more beautiful, I guess, or something. I think it's fine. I think I picked this one. I like the scar. You know, and hairstyle. I never really liked most of the hairstyles, to be honest, though. I mean, all the hairstyles, for example, this one. This I don't think this fits. But some of them are too fancy. This one is a little too much, I think. There's this one. I like the ponytail, but I don't know. I don't like the bangs for some reason. This one is is like very wavy, like a perm. This one's pretty edgy, I guess. There's a nice bun though. Too fancy. This is a princess buns. This is the Princess Leia. I don't know if I want to be Princess Leia necessarily. There's a short hair. All right. There's this one. This one's pretty good too. This is the classic mother from an anime hair. Basically, they always have this hair. And here's bald. This would be bald. I don't know that. I think I just picked this one. This one is alright. You know, I don't like the clipping, but you know, I don't know. If you wear a helmet, I think, yeah. If you wear, I mean, most of the game you wear a helmet anyway, so I guess you can't see it. It's mostly for the icon, you know, just for the icon. You see here. You see my cursor? Yeah, see the cursor. Hair color. I like you just keep it, you know, normal. You make it white. You know, this just isn't there a character in The Witcher that was basically like this? You know, white hair. Basically, female version of Geralt. I don't know. Make it red. Sometimes I make it red. I remember maybe Dark Souls character was like a badass lady and she had red hair. Keep it like dark, I guess. Just keep it black, I think. Facial features. There's no facial features. I think it's because facial features is only for beards, I guess. Which I feel. I don't know. Some people want to put a beard on a lady. I don't know. But I guess not. Not available.
Try again.
His voices as well.
Ready.
I feel like most of the voices just sound too similar, though.
Better luck next time. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Nice try.
Nice doing.
You're not trying to escape, are you? You're not trying to escape, are you?
Are you?
You're not trying to escape, are you?
I feel like the scholar's the only one that's unique. All the other ones
Glory is mine.
sound the same
I'll
to me.
yield to none.
Almost got me that time.
Someone's got me this time.
I'll yield to none.
I feel like I don't know who the voice actors for this game are, or if they're trying to do an accent, but I feel like most of them, you know, are trying to they're trying to do some form of a British accent, I feel like. Anyway, I think that's fine. Just warrior, you know, classic warrior type character, I think, is the best for me. You know, the type of character I want to build. Let's see, you just edit the stats a little bit as well. Strength, constitution, I feel like it's fine. You know, tanky, but also can hit hard. I think is good. Oh, how do I go? Oh, I don't make her. Just make her naked. Amazing. Confirm. Okay. And the abilities, warfare is basically. I read a bit about the game and how to do everything. I don't know what exactly I'll make my character into. But I think mostly just fighting, right? I don't really like, there's there's a bunch of like elemental stuff as well. A lot of like magic that makes the game interesting. Maybe I'll dabble into one magic. I don't really like magic all that much, to be honest. Then maybe I'll dabble into. I was thinking polymorph. That's an interesting kind of magic. Maybe I'll go into that. I don't have enough points to do warfare and polymorph, so maybe I'll do that when I level up or something. Two-handed I think is good. There's single-handed for shields, two-handed, range, and dual wielding. Well, there's defense and civil abilities. Bartering allows you to barter with the enemy, or no, I was like enemy merchants, not really enemies, but just merchants in general. Persuasion. You definitely, a lot of these Western RPGs, you can like make a full-on charisma character, I guess, which I don't usually like to do. Like I tried it before, I never really liked it because then you just end up, in text boxes the whole time, and then you just click on the, charisma check, speech successful, and then you win. That's it. I don't feel like that's all that fun, but you can sometimes do interesting things with that. But for the most part, for a lot of games, it's just a speech check. Like just win. So I don't know. Bartering. I guess you get one default bartering, or like being a human. I guess get human bonus. There's sneaking, theory, lore master, and telekinesis. I was thinking of getting telekinesis actually. When I tried out the tutorial, I had telekinesis. I just wanted to use it. I don't know. I didn't put telekinesis. I'm a Jedi now. Amazing. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. Telekinesis. I already have bartering, as default, so I just leave it as that. Yeah. Firm. And then I guess go next here. Talents. So let's see. There's a bunch of like little things you can get as well. There's something called Lone Wolf, by the way. I think that's what I'm gonna do. There's something called a Lone Wolf playthrough of this game that you can do, where basically it's kind of like a solo playthrough. Well, you can do a solo playthrough, but it also allows you to get one other companion at most, and basically you get a bunch of stat bonuses to do so when you have Lone Wolf. And I think it was very OP when the game was released, but now I think it's been nerfed, so it's not that powerful anymore. But it's an interesting thing you could do, and I think I'm gonna do it. I don't know, because I've heard that if it's the first playthrough, you want to do as much as you can. But I do like the idea of just having a powerful character. Just having again like a badass, basically, just a badass person, just murdering everyone, by themselves, or at least with one other partner, maybe. And keep the party small. I think even in the original, the first, I guess the prequel to this game, I think having only two people in your party was the norm, I think, or something like that, maybe. Anyway, there's opportunities as well, which gives attacks of opportunity, with D&D. When someone moves out of your like range, you get a free attack. Usually is a good idea, I guess. But I don't know. I'll get Lone Wolf first, I think. Yeah, Lone Wolf. You can't get Glass Cannon apparently. You get Lone Wolf. I guess Glass Cannon gives you a lot of AP, which is ability points or action points, I think. Yeah, action points. But you can suffer from a lot of crowd control effects, which is probably a bad idea if you're using lone wolf anyway. They're gonna do a lone wolf playthrough. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I prefer just having at most one companion. I feel because I feel like then you get like overwhelmed, you know, and they got all these characters that keep following you, you know, and they have their own little stories, and you have to do all their side quests, and I can't really be bothered, to be honest. And also, I don't like it when, well, a lot of Western RPGs, I feel like, especially Bioware games, you have like a full party, and then when you're talking to like an NPC, they always like interrupt your conversation, you know, to give their 2 cents and everything. And I'm like, no, stop doing that. Stop interrupting me. I'm talking to this person. Anyway. There's some origins here. I don't think this really matters, but it's just from an RP perspective. And maybe actually, I saw in the beginning of the game, there's some like dialogue choices you can choose for like flavor, I guess. And maybe sometimes it gives you like bonuses. I don't know. Barbarian, jester, you're a clown, a mystic, like a druid type person maybe. Noble, obviously, is very, you know, noble knight would, I guess, make sense. An outlaw, if you're like, or like a thief, I guess. Scholar, smart person, or a soldier. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna choose soldier. You know, I feel like my character is pretty boring, but I'm gonna choose soldier. You know, female human soldier. Choose noble as well. That would fit. That's no, born to riches and luxury. I feel like Adressia, you know, isn't like highborn. You know, she didn't have like a good life. I don't know her backstory or anything, but you know, I just imagine her having a hard life instead, being a soldier. She knows the difference between a latrine and a lieutenant. Sure. I mean, I don't really RP that hard, but I do like to have a bit of flavor, you know, when I play these kind of games. Ironically, though, it tends to be that character creation is like the time I spend most in these games. Every kind of, you know, RPG, the ones where you make custom characters, I always make a ton of them, but I never finish a playthrough. That's the problem I have. I always, like, you know, get through the game a fair bit, and then I'm like, well, what happens if I made a different kind of character, you know? And then I go back and then restart the playthrough and make a completely different character, and I go through the game again, and then I have another idea for like another type of character, and then I restart again, and I just never finish, you know? I never finish. Except maybe Dark Souls, but I don't know if that counts. Dark Souls, I definitely made like a ton of different characters. But I don't know, is that as extensive as like a full role-playing game, you know? Like this one. This is you should choose an instrument, I guess. You know, I think it's like, for example, when you get like a critical hit or something, it plays for you, I guess. I like the flute. I just do. Okay, we'll finally dive right in. Yes. Here's some story. Larian Studios. Is that how I say it? Larian or Larian? I think Larian.
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned.
All according to Keikaku.
I was shackled and collared. And sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
Dun-dun. We're on a boat, I guess. I don't know why this cutscene is talking about this random witch that we, you know, that I didn't make. That's not my witch. Or I didn't make a witch, but anyway. We started the boat.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative will wear off soon enough.
Who cares? Freaky. Anyway.
Easy
Continue.
now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Again, the text is very small. Maybe it's just me, you know. But I gotta. It's not too small. I can see it, but it's very small compared to the screen. Anyway, I wish it was bigger. There's a way to do it, but it just breaks a lot of things. I feel like, you know. For example, if you make the text a little bit too big, like it scrolls off the menu, the window, so it looks weird.
So,
And if you
it wasn't a dream after all.
And if you make the UI, you know, a little bit bigger, then windows look too big. Icons particularly pretty small. But... There you go. This is the beginning of the game. I think basically this is the tutorial where we run a boat. We have like a collar around our neck as well. I guess we're prisoners on the boat. And magisters, I guess, are like the cops, you know? We'll just save, I guess. I have a bunch of quick... I should delete most of these saves. This is from before, when I tried out the game for like a few hours. I'm like, how do I delete all of these? I just... Don't mind the blood, by the way. Totally did not just murder everyone in the first town or anything. That's a lot of blood. Delete. Okay, this is too much. I'll just make a new save. That's fine. I'll call it Adressia 1. Or how you say your name? I don't even know the name of my own character. Adressia? I don't know. It's a bit nerdy, you know, just to name her after like a goddess. I couldn't think of a good name, you know. I could just name her like, I don't know, Miss Poopy Pants, but I don't think that's not the type of playthrough I want, you know. Where it's just completely silly. I want to take it a little bit serious. I guess not too serious. I don't know. I feel like the game's also a little bit goofy sometimes. For example, you can like grab this helmet and then you can put it on, you know. Amazing. I have a bucket helmet. So sometimes I feel like the game is intended to be a little bit goofy. Anyway. Yeah, we're in a place. Press Alt, I think, to see items on the ground. We can't see containers though. And I explored I explored the tutorial a little bit. Let's explore it. Let's see. Let's see what it has to offer. You can go here, you can open this. There's nothing. Anything else? It's hard to see containers. On
Junk.
chain. Junk? That is junk. You go over here. There's a door, but it's locked. Candle. Turn on the candle. You know, you can like, let's see. You can like punch, you know, this door until it opens, I guess. That's a thing you can do. Just punch things. You know, it's kind of cool how like, I think they did full animations for like unarmed combat, but I don't think that's a viable option. You know, normally anyway. You can't just kick everyone to death. It's not a thing, unfortunately. Even though I would like, you know, I would like making like a monk kind of character that would just punch everyone in the face. That would be great. Usually the type of character I would like to make in any kind of RPG that allows you to do it is that I would just make a character that punches people. But I don't think it does, you know, it's not very viable. There's a skull. Alas, poor soul. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well, Horatio.
I don't even remember them strapping me down.
Well, we can't see anything. Can't remember anything either. Now you cannot go up. I think that's forward. But you can go over here, actually. This is what I just discovered while I was looking around. Oh, I guess gold. And the barrels? I think I found a weapon before here. Maybe it's random. I don't know. I saw a weapon before. I couldn't get it. But, you do something like this. You can... Let's see. Press X. Hit this thing. Hit this box. Kick it, I guess. Yeah. Just keep doing it. And then, boom. Oh, one more. One more. Bashed it. Alright. Though I don't know if I should go here yet. I want a weapon first, but, well, let's see. Let's just go in. Over here.
An animal sty. Freight or food?
Right? Or food. I like zooming in the camera usually. Though I guess the best way to play is just zoom all the way out. You know, one complaint about this game, by the way, sometimes, I don't know if it happened accidentally later on, but I've noticed sometimes, for example, if you're behind a wall in the camera, you'll sometimes click on the wall instead, right? Right now it's not too bad, but sometimes when you're like behind a wall and then you're clicking somewhere, you accidentally go to the wall instead of like going where you need to go. I don't know if there's a fix for that or anything. I don't think there is. Here's an egg. And grab that egg. Let me just eat the egg for fun, why not? I feel like food in this game, unless there's like a survival mode, I don't think there is. Is it honor mode? Is there a survival mode or something? Food is not really all that necessary. You know, you don't need to grab food or anything. For the most part. In general, you know, I mean, any kind of like RPG where you can like loot stuff. I try to not hoard everything because the natural inclination is just to grab everything, you know, just grab this bucket, grab everything and put it in your inventory, but you shouldn't do that, I feel like. In two ways. I mean, obviously there's like, you know, probably like inventory burden or something maybe. Actually, I don't know yet if there is. But also, I don't like to clutter my inventory with a lot of useless stuff. You know, I believe there's a crafting system in this game as well, but I don't really like crafting,
Expect a needle?
They respect the needle. That's what the narrator said. Yes, I would like a needle in the haystack, please. There's a goat. Or the sheep.
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin.
Ow. It's a person saying "ba." No. Well, I mean, there's also an actual sheep, I guess, sound effect, but there's also a person just saying "ba." Oh, the sheep.
Did you expect a needle?
Expect a needle? Yes, I did. Well, animal hides sells for 8 gold. Again, I try to like I play a lot of Western RPGs before. If I like loot everything, hoard everything, I feel like it slows the game down so much that I get burned out because I just loot so much. I prefer if it's just only 8 gold, I'm not gonna bother. If it's like 100 gold, then maybe. Anyway, I got the key, by the way. Put this door over here. You know, a lot of gameplay I've seen of this game anyway, people tend to miss this part, you know, that you can go over here. And then you can do this little thing. I don't know if there's any point in going here. Let's see, I guess. Damn, full plate, a letter. Grab a letter, I guess. Another complaint, by the way, I already said before, but the text is so small. Can you see that? It's so hard to see. Orders from Guard Steward. Important. It's come to my attention again that several of you are bypassing the cargo hold security measures by sliding boxes onto the pressure plates. This will not do. The purpose of these measures is to require the presence of at least 3 magisters at a change of shift. Any deviation will result in at least 1 magister getting thrown overboard. Make sure it isn't you. Okay. So there's a little pressure plate puzzle here, I think. Go over here. But like if you try to open it, no, it doesn't say anything, but I've noticed that, yeah, you can like stand here and, you know, it's a typical Legend of Zelda puzzle. What do? Put stuff on the plates. Oop. Oh, well, we gotta put another something else. Hello? Oop. There you go. And now over here. Amazing. Oh, maybe. Game save. And make a lot of autosaves. In fact, I have too much autosaves, you know? When do they stop putting autosaves? I'm gonna fill up my solid state drive. So much autosaves. Some oil. That's another thing, but well, we'll see later on, I guess. But there's like terrain effects, which is interesting. Because I guess we're gonna see more of the tactics stuff later on. I don't think we're gonna see much of it right now. But it really does remind me of like Final Fantasy Tactics, you know, Disgaea, that sort of stuff. Tactics Ogre. Or like Tactics RPGs I played before. Which is, you know, fun. Yeah. Here's this bald guy.
Hey! Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in?
You in? Why is he here in the first place?
Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here.
Okay, I don't know if I believe your story. Turn your back. Agree to help. Take your leave. I think take your leave is just like just leave the conversation. What's this button actually? Oh, it's the inventory. Demand to know exactly what's in it for you. Yeah, what's in it for me, buddy?
Set me free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think.
I'm already free, you know? Unless you mean the collar. I don't know if you can get that collar off. You seem to also be, you know, source muted, I guess. Can't use source magic. Nah.
Suit yourself. But we're all in the same boat here, so to speak. I'll await your return.
When you return? Well, yes, we are in the boat. I don't know if we're supposed to be in here. There's a guard. I think he's sleeping. Only 15 HP, though. I think you can murder him, maybe. I don't know. There's another cage over there, I guess. There's no one in here this time over here. Oil barrel. Now, if I had some fire, I could burn this place up, I guess, but no dice there. Or I could loot and talk to him. I don't know if that's a good idea. Electric discharge scroll. Oh, I could do this. There's scrolls you can get, yeah. You found electric discharge, try it on the pot of water and see what happens. You know, just stand on the water and then put a toaster on it. Don't worry about it. I don't know if I want to cause any trouble right now, but yeah. I can also talk to him as well. Sounds like a bad idea, I don't know. Just want to move my yeah, you can like move your inventory around like so. Resurrection scroll. Well, I don't think I'm gonna disturb the sleepy guy right now. I could like quick save and talk to him, I guess. I think I know what happens because I've done this before. You know, if you talk to him, he just gets angry at you. So, I mean, you can also persuade him. I guess you have high persuasion. I don't have any persuasion. I was locked though. I can't get out. I want to go in there. Any keys? Keys? Anywhere? Keys? Barrel. Keys near? There's lockpicks. I'm not a thief though. I can't really lockpick anything. Also, it's funny how I'm just walking all over the place, you know, making a ton of noise, and he's not really doing anything about it. More buckets. Oil barrel. Yeah, again, when I'm clicking here like this, I'm clicking on the wall, which I don't like. I hate when that happens. Try to murder him. You know what? This... I don't want to be, you know, I think this playthrough, I'm not going to be a goody two-shoes, you know? I mean, in fact, these guys are keeping me locked up. I should probably just murder him right now. I don't know. I mean, the game did tell you to use it, so... I don't know what happens. Let's see. Use it on the water. Congratulations. He's shocked.
I should have known
Uh-oh.
trouble.
Probably a bad idea. Let's see. Encourage. I think this is a default skill you have. I've encouraged. Amazing. Now what? There you go. Some combat. I didn't think we'd be getting combat so soon because I was still hoping that, you know, the electricity would just kill him real quick. But instead, I'll kick him, I guess. Like so. And end my turn. And it's turn base. I have a bucket on my head. So you have these blips. I mean, if you didn't know, I guess there's these blips, you know, that are your action points, I imagine, and you know, moving or attacking or using any kind of action uses action points, and that's basically how you do moves in this game. There's no mana, as far as I know. For example, like spells and special abilities, everything costs action points. It has cooldowns as well, I guess. I can't really do any of my special moves because I don't have a weapon. So I was hoping to get a weapon first. I guess I should kick you. Like so. Kick you again. It seems like this Magister seems like a pushover. Even though he has full plate armor. It looks like he has armor, but... Oh, well, I missed. This is a type playthrough. This is my type of playthrough. Just going around, snooping around, and just... punching this person to death. kicking, really.
I'm not one to let sleeping dogs lie.
Sleeping dogs lie. Sleeping dogs in that game. Anyway, you can loot him now, and there's the key. Laboratory key, amazing. Don't worry, he's oh, it says dead. But don't worry about it. He's just knocked out. All the blood is just ketchup. Let's see. It also kind of sucks, you know, in this game you can't really like loot their armor, for example. I mean, a lot of other RPGs you can just take their armor, but I guess that'll be too easy, especially in the tutorial area. Oh. They did kill him. Go over here. Take a nap. Amazing. Nothing here though, so I don't know if that was worth it. And you're stuck in there. I have no reason to let him out, really. You know. And talk to him. Is he talking?
Go ahead and ignore me. But you should know it's not just my freedom at stake.
Nah. I'll just leave him there. Whatever. I don't trust him. Well, actually, I know what happens when you free him. I'm just gonna say it right now, because I did it before. When you free him, he just attacks you. Because, I don't know, he's just an asshole, I guess. Like, there's no reason to, like, free him. Anyway. But yeah, I only know about the tutorial area. The rest of the game, though, it'll be completely blind, so... I won't have, I guess. I won't be able to know what happens about certain decisions, I guess. There's a potion. That's nice. Anything else in this area? Another potion? I mean, I guess that's your reward, some potions. There's poison. I don't want to touch the poison, however. Why is it poison? I guess it's a laboratory? Is that what it was? That's gold. Nice. I mean, it's basically pennies at this point, but you get what you get. What's over here? Oh, potions. An empty potion bottle. I assume that's for, like, crafting. Which I don't really want to get into. You know, if you want to be optimal, I guess. You want to do a lot of crafting, but I don't really want to craft, you know? I don't want to play Minecraft. I want to play an RPG, not Minecraft. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad idea, but I don't really want to grab those bottles, because then, you know, it's just more stuff, more clutter in your inventory. All I want is money, armor, and weapons. That's all I need. Anyway. Where's Poison Barrel? Ooze Barrel. I think what you need to do here is basically this. Because poison is... I mean, it's bad, obviously. But it's flammable. I don't know if the game tells you. I don't think it did, but you can do something like this. Put the candle on the poison. Make it explode. Amazing. Now it's fire, though. I mean... Can't really... I mean, I can. It doesn't really matter, I guess. You don't take a lot of damage. But you can just walk through the fire. Kind of defeats the purpose, though. Oh, okay, now it's nothing. Alright.
Not the most elegant solution, was it?
Alright. And we're back in the beginning. Amazing. Playing cards? I don't know if there's a point in grabbing those cards, though. It's useless to me. No weapons, by the way. I would like a weapon, at the very least. There's no weapons. I guess they won't give you a weapon here.
And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
Yep. I guess a little diversion there for fun, I guess, and that's it. Well, at least we like murder that one guy. Amazing. That's our first leave the tutorial deck. Our first like deed. But here's the tutorial proper, I guess. Sort of. Crafting here, yeah, you can craft here using a pot still. I don't know how to do any of the crafting. You don't really want to. I'm gonna explore a little bit. What's over here?
Empty.
Nothing. Books. Learn about crafting. Okay. Read it real quick. Healing effects of penny bun mushrooms are well known over the land. Though you may never expect one of the small brown toadstool that seems to favor dark and damp places, the incapacious fungus will happily cure whatever ails you. Look out for penny bun mushrooms, I guess. Oh, minor healing potion. Okay, so you can craft my. Maybe I should. You know, when you think about, but healing potions though are pretty nice. We'll see. Oh, I gotta need to read the book again though. There, put the key or put the letter over there. Also have a backpack as well. I don't know if I need any of these keys, but I'll put it in my backpack for now. Lockpicks. No, I don't need lockpicks, but keep it, I guess.
Dallas is such a dear lending it to me.
Dallas. Ooh, a gold cup. Now this might be worth. Yeah, 100. Okay, if something is worth 100, I'll keep it. Yeah, cooking pot, mortar, and pestle. More crafting. What's in this barrel? Nothing. It's never anything. No loot. A small tomb. A bunch of lore, which I don't really, to be honest, I don't really like the way lore is, you know, given in like a lot of Western RPGs. But I'll read some, I guess, a little bit. Probably mostly in my head, because there's a lot, as it turns out. Just like in, you know, any kind of like Bethesda game, for example, there's just like a bunch of books that don't really pertain to the actual plot, but they're just like background information. Source is a virtuous part of a civil society. Yet we long no farther than the past than the Source King's reign to understand the havoc such magics may wreak. Okay. One day another order must follow in the Source Hunter's footsteps. Sorcerers must be muted. New model of Source Callers, provided by Veteran, is proving most effective. At least these book, you know, these lore books aren't like 500 pages, it's just one page. That shows you the most relevant information. So I guess, you know, the so far anyway, the plot of the game is the fact that there's sorcerers, you know, which is funny. It's like kind of like a pun. It's like source magic, I guess, is very dangerous, and so we apparently have source powers, maybe, and then we're being source muted. At least that's what I understand so far, anyway. Oh, there's no one over here. Go, there's the loot. Nah, nothing. You have you have wands.
Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
You sound like a bad person.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash.
Is this some kind of S&M dungeon?
In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
Okay. Lee Whisper? So, the magistrate below deck suffered a fatal encounter. I could tell her that I murdered someone. The man, why she call her? Or so, give Magic a quick salute and report for duty on the good ship? Like a soldier. You can trade, by the way. You can use trade with everyone, by the way. So, get apple juice. Food. Money. She doesn't have the money to, you know, pay for my gold cup or whatever. I could tell her that. It sounds like a bad idea. Let's do it. By the way, I murdered someone.
She frowns and peers at you closely, resting the back of one hand on your forehead and taking your pulse with the other.
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. I recommend a cup of mulled wine and another night's sleep. Just take it easy.
Okay, she's a doctor, I guess. Hold the thing around your neck. Demand to know why are we here? Why do we have this collar on me?
My peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Okay, you recall great powers building inside you, the ones you commanded before your capture. Unleash them, go!
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result.
You know, it's like doing a Kamehameha in real life.
There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast source.
I don't like her voice. What's with her tone of voice? She's mocking me.
Peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Okay, here's a salute.
The good ship Merryweather. But you can stand at ease there, Private. You do realize you're not in the army here, don't you?
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Reminds me of... Well, I assume Source is like, it gives you a superpower, like special powers. Or whatever, but we can't use it right now because of the collars. Reminds me of X-Men, I don't know. Like the mutants versus humans. And there's also this thing. You can try grabbing it, I guess.
Well of knowledge, this too.
But you can't, because, you know, it also kind of pisses her off. Because it belongs to her, you can't just grab it. You can, like, sneak around and grab it, but I don't think it's all that important. It just gives you more lore about how the colors are made, I think. And everything. Well, we're kind of like prisoners. Sort of. At least we can walk around, you know, and everything, explore. Maybe murder someone. Oh, there's already murder over here, though.
Good God. There's been a murder here.
There's been a murder here. Oh no, you don't say.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Okay, she's just ready to fight. How about you?
Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Avoid looking in the room, makes you feel sick? Nah, that's what happened.
There's been a murder.
There's been a murder.
The sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Always does. You know him?
It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Oddball. Looked to me like he saw something he wished he hadn't before he came here. We'll find out who did it, one way or another.
Okay. I'm gonna go in. Hello? Here's Magister. Everyone's a Magister, so I assume those are just the cops, right? Just the cops. Here's a dead person. I could loot them, but apparently you shouldn't touch it because it's red. Not you.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
Follow the source. Yeah, I could be the killer. She wasn't. She was his captor. You know, you're all like, you know,
Finn
captors
didn't see it
of
like
us.
that. He was desperate for us to help him. Two things scared the living daylights out of him: his own shadow and his own source.
Okay, Finn did not like the fact that he had magic powers.
We'll find out who did this. Speaking of,
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
Mirthless.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
No, tell her that's a trick you haven't quite mastered.
I thought as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you.
Only
How
one?
about that?
Let's see. Let her know if you know anything interesting. You know, snitch. You help a magister. Someone who's keeping you under lock and key. Tell her your price is considerably higher than that. Yeah, I want 2 gold coins.
Not in here, it isn't.
Damn it.
You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dangerous.
Alright. Well, you go around. Look at the
Yes,
middle.
This is a rare kind of magic.
I see a flag
Right to headquarters
on the corpse
right
itself. I
away.
don't know if I should touch it yet. I don't know.
So, anything interesting for me? Right.
TikTok. Okay. I'm gonna go over here. But this way's locked, I think. I can't go here yet.
Just blocked.
Yep.
I'll need to find another way.
Some barrels in here, though. Money. Just money lying around, you know? I don't need her gold coin. I could just go to the barrel and guess 3 more. There's some pants, though. Yay, pants. Amazing. Got some pants. Just throw my old pants on the ground. You know, I might as well just take them. I mean, barrel is too silly. Just take it off. I don't want to wear it anymore. Okay. There you go. I have some pants now. Amazing. I'm not just wearing underwear.
Why won't you sing?
Why don't you sing?
A no doesn't become
bedroll?
a yes over time.
I think that's important. Because when you use a bedroll, you can just heal anytime when there isn't like combat. It's basically a free heal. It's actually pretty good. You're just like rope. I don't know, there's nothing to do with the rope. Put it back. Oh no. Can't put it back. Oh, put it back. Alright. Hey, that's not right. It's on top of the other rope anyway. Barrel. More barrels. Improvised staff. That's not great. Because I don't use a staff, but I can put it on anyway. I have a staff. Even though I don't know how to use it, I can maybe shoot some fireballs out of it, you know? Pew! Okay. Magic missile! Alright. So the middle of this ship is basically all the other characters that you could also play as, you know, in the beginning of the game. Like all the pre-made characters. They're all available here, and you can talk to them. I guess I'll talk to them. But it kind of reminds me of, what's that CRPG I played before? I forget what you call it. Arcanum, I think? Arcanum, Steamwork and Magica, something, I can't remember the exact name. But it was like an interesting, you know, CRPG about how there was like steampunk technology in the world, but also magic. It was kind of like this nature versus machine kind of setting. And it has a very similar...
There you are, wife.
Wife? You're my wife? It has a very similar beginning where there's just a bunch of other characters that you could have played as, just available, you know, in the beginning. Just like... Though they're technically all dead, though, in that game. You see their bodies. Anyway.
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
But you are Losa. That's your name right here in the dialogue thing. Play along. Squint. She must be confused with someone else. Look at the past of dirty kids, and they say they seem well enough like brats to you. Yeah, these look like brats to me.
Oh, they're not so bad. At least not when they're treating me, Madam Josephine Gribble de Peeve, with due deference.
Madam Josephine Gribble de Peeve.
The children break out into giggles.
What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and get, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Okay. Yeah, I'm more concerned with living.
Guess you aren't a creative type, are you, Chief? I say they're one and the same.
Oh, do you know anything about the murder?
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
The utterer? The better? I don't know, I've never seen that saying before. I'll have a look around with you once you show us backs. Nah, I'll just take my leave.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer.
Nani?
As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Weird. Alright.
It was one of them. I know it.
I don't know why that happened. You know anything about murder, kids?
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La la la.
No.
La,
Do you have any money?
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
They trade with people, but they don't have money. You gotta go like merchants, I think, to actually do that.
You're a human.
You're a human.
That means we're friends already. My mum told me not to make friends with lizards and elves and dwarves and stuff. But I think they're okay.
Your mom's racist. Amazing.
Wow!
Wow. Okay. They don't have any good information for me.
Keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Hello, Sybil. Or Sable. Sable.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling dice onto the surface of a barrel. They sound like the dry cackling of an old witch.
Snake eyes.
She chuckles.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
What are you doing?
Rolling dice.
You're just rolling dice.
Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey. It isn't yours.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of a coy smile on her lips.
Never say never, though.
Never say never. What do you mean by that?
Put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to.
If you can decide face of dice, can she read the future in cow intros as well? Well, one thing I know about this game actually already, apparently elves can like just eat corpses, by the way, for some weird reason. They just eat dead bodies. They can do that, and it gives them insight, I guess.
She eyes you quite seriously.
Not the future, no. But I can read the past in flesh. One of the perks of being an elf, you see. I'm quite good at it, too. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
Weird.
Keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Sure.
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue, efficient like a cat.
The vigorous stroke of the tongue.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers. As everyone lay sleeping, you lay awake thinking of someone back home. A very special someone.
It sounds like fortune telling.
You were reminiscing about the things you used to do together.
That's exactly right. You know, she's doing a fortune telling scam. Special someone, you know, just like give like a very ambiguous thing. It's and then you know you think they're right. It's a code reading, you know. Snap at her, stare at the ground embarrassed, emit wide eye. I don't know. I don't snap at her necessarily. But well, how would a dressy react? No, actually, yeah. I imagine her to be maybe, you know, hiding her embarrassment with anger. Why not? Wow.
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, no need to be a sourpuss. You don't have to worry, darling. Your secret's safe with me. I don't lick and tell.
Lick and tell. Alright.
Keep it quiet
The
long
woman
enough.
keeps rolling her dice.
Okay. Weird lady that licks people. Here's some drawers.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, Ghetto. You hear that?
You know what? Girl? Waves, asking no. Do you know anything about the murder? I don't care about that. You know anything about the murder?
His eyes snap open. He looks at you and frowns.
Murder.
Murder.
Ah, that's what they were going on and on about. I wouldn't know anything about it. I kill a man. He knows who done it. His daddy knows who done it. And the mayor knows who done it too.
His eyes flutter shut, and he assumes his position of repose once more.
Whether they catch me is another matter, but I ain't one to hide my accomplishments. Never thought you'd end up.
That's what you meant. What were you hearing?
Ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash, and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Ship is moaning like a sick man. The sea sounds angry. I don't hear anything on you. I don't hear anything.
Then you're not listening hard enough, mate. Go on.
I've seen more appetizing things coming.
You've got ears on your head, haven't you? Do you need me to show you how to use them?
Okay, fine.
There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Squeak! It's not even a sound effect. It's just the narrator saying that.
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, Ghetto. Good news.
That was nothing more than a rat.
No, you beautiful idiot. That wasn't any rat. It was the wheel. Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
Why is he so excited about Fort Joy?
Yeah, no indeed, kiddo. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all, thank ye kindly, kiddo.
There's nothing else.
Okay, I'll just leave. All right, I'll leave it to you, dwarf. How about Gil, the other dwarf?
A divine order loyal. They killed a sorcerer, you know. They'll hide the evidence well enough, but make no mistake.
Okay, no extensive dialogue for Gil.
There has been a murder, Your Majesty.
There's been a murder, Your Majesty.
That has the Magisters more concerned than your appetite.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
Okay. He's a red prince. He's a giant lizard.
Well, well, what have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we? See if you'll do.
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
No, don't touch me. Get away.
My, we are fierce, aren't we? Not to worry. I'll soon remedy that.
I don't like the way he talks.
Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
No. You're not answering his damn questions.
Goodness gracious me, what a bore. Off with you. Quite clearly, you wouldn't have done at all. Shoo.
I don't like this guy. I think he's like from what I've read from his, just from the character creation, I think he's like he's literally the Red Prince, so he's a noble, I guess. He's a snooty, snobby noble. I don't know what he's doing. Inspecting me like that. I guess he wants a servant or something.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mezd.
Ben Mezd.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
And while you're having this conversation, I'm just in the middle.
Wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
It's funny how they're having this conversation, like very far away. Well, I mean, I guess they're practicing social distancing. Anyway.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board and I'd bet 3 months' pay is this tramp Ifan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Okay, for some reason yours cries out to salute to Infan, but you hold yourself back. Or that you salute anyway. I don't know why. I don't know why I would salute to this random person. I would rather not. But I'll choose this one.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Wink?
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
Okay, well, why is his Magister? Why does he hate you so much?
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing.
Okay.
Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Johnny Big Pants. I'm curious about the murder. Did you do it?
No.
No, okay.
The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy,
where are we heading?
I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself.
Like to meet Alexander? Would you show him exactly what you think of this bloody divine order? I assume that's what it is, I guess. It's sort of like, Inquisitors, I guess. You know? How, like, I guess in Warhammer, but in particular. Where they're like, they're kind of like this super ultra religious order, but also militaristic, I guess how you say militaristic, where they're like rooting out heresy wherever they go. But in this world, you know, it's not heresy, it's more like people with source power, I guess. Sure, I like to meet this Alexander. I want to fucking murder him.
Easy now. I might think the same, but Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You! What's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Name. It, Lenta. No, okay. It's me. It's just me, Adrencia.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Okay, he wrote my name down. Did I get like a, you know, like a citation or something?
At once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
Alright, that's it. Door's locked. I can shoot it, you know, with my magic wand or staff I found in like a barrel. I don't know if that's a good idea, though.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that.